because it is so full of dreams.
6 women.
Who is it?
One thing in common.
Oh, my God. There he is.
All raped by the same man.
What?
And he's on the streets.
They're letting him go.
To rape again.
Some creep off the street walked in and robbed me of my humanity. Just walked in and took it.
Now they want revenge.
Do we watch him? Follow him?
And they get it.
On your knees. Get on your knees. Get on your knees.
Please.
Look at me. Open your eyes. You didn't mind looking at me before. You look at me now.
Victims. ABC has the hottest daytime shows on television. And now, stars from Ryan's Hope, All My Children, and General Hospital are steaming up a late-night soap in this bizarre movie of the macabre.
2 of your cast have been killed.
Who's doing it?
What does it feel like to have that kind of power, Carla?
The writer? The actor?
I think your theory has rather large hold.
Or is it the network president?
I never saw the face.
To find out who's murdering soap's biggest stars, you must enter the killer's fantasies.
Hello out there, America. God bless you for tuning in today.
John Ritter, a young minister torn between 2 paths.
You're talking about antennas. That's not missionaries, that's antennas.
We can do the work of hundreds of missionaries. Today, now, live.
It's show business, not communion of the saints.
A film that forces television viewers to examine their beliefs. Pray TV. Only 2 motion pictures, Kramer versus Kramer and Ordinary People, have had the honesty and emotional power to capture the real feelings of Americans today. Feelings toward marriage, family, and love. Now there are 3. Jane Curtin, Tom Selleck, Divorce Wars, a love story. The ABC television movie, entertainment at its best, award-winning dramas, the standard of excellence by which all others are measured, the stars, the event, the movie, the ABC television movie.
Good evening. Coming up next on 9 News, U.S. officials say they have strong evidence Libyan leader Muammar Gaddafi is trying to kill President Reagan, and 11 people are dead, 1 still missing after plane crash in Pearl Harbor.
A reward is out for clues in a suspected arson fire at the Colorado Contractors Association building. And it may have been a narrow escape, but the Broncos got away with a victory today. I'm Ward Lucas.
And I'm Linda Benza with Cliff Nicholson and Corey McFerrin. 9 News is next.
When you want a drink that's high in refreshment, remember that it's fresh milk that's this cold, this smooth, this easygoing, this fresh air, and best of all, this good. That's milk, the fresher refresher.
In January, HBO, America's favorite pay TV channel, goes 24 hours, 7 days a week. Get HBO 24 hours a day. Get more movies, more specials, more sports, lots more. Get HBO 24 hours a day. There's never been a better time to get HBO, so don't miss out. Look for this ad in your local paper and call your nearest HBO dealer. Get HBO 24 hours a day.
HBO people, don't miss out.
Now, the Sensory 8 Chess Challenger. The first chess computer that plays you like a real opponent. Beginner or expert. The Sensory 8 matches your skill, computing up to 3 million options every move. Until checkmate. The Fidelity Sensory 8 Chess Challenger challenges you.
Meet Hollywood columnist Marilyn Beck, Monday at 4. From the KBTV Action Center in Denver, this is 9 News, #1 in Colorado.
Good evening. Thank you for joining us. Muammar Gaddafi, the strongman of Libya, denied today that he is trying to assassinate President Reagan, or anybody for that matter. He permitted himself to be interviewed by ABC Newsman Lou Ciappi and denied reports that he has sent a Libyan-trained assassination squad to the U.S. Gaddafi called Reagan silly and a liar and accused the president of spreading the hit squad stories to discredit Libya and to pick a fight. He also claimed the Western news media was allowing itself to become an arm for the CIA. But the hit squad stories today were coming from more sources than the news media. Senator Daniel Moynihan, for one, said there is concrete evidence that Gaddafi did order American officials killed. Moynihan is the acting chairman of the Senate Select Committee on Intelligence.
In Hawaii tonight, searchers are looking for the last victim of a plane crash in Pearl Harbor. Yesterday, a small aircraft carrying skydivers to a pregame show at Aloha Stadium spun out of control and crashed in 3.5 feet of water near the Arizona Memorial. 11 bodies have been recovered. There was one survivor who parachuted out of the plane. There were 13 people aboard. Tomorrow, survivors of the attack on Pearl Harbor will gather for the 40th anniversary of the day that will live in infamy. It was the December 7th, 1941 Japanese assault on the U.S. Pacific Air Command that led the United States into World War II. Memorial services will be conducted on the Arizona Memorial. The battleship Arizona went down with most of its crew aboard after being hit by a bomb.
The search for a Texas man missing near Buena Vista has been temporarily called off. A spokesman for the Chaffee County Sheriff's Office says the 42-year-old man was leading an expedition of 19 high school ROTC cadets from Abilene. He apparently put his charges to bed about 7 p.m. on Friday, put on his snowshoes, and walked down the mountain to where his car was located. The car is still there, but he hasn't been seen since. In Utah, meanwhile, a bus loaded with teenagers from a ski club overturned on a steep canyon road east of Salt Lake City. One person is dead, at least 2 others seriously injured.
An arson fire in southeast Denver last night rekindled early this morning, and firefighters were called back to the scene. The blaze last night was deliberately set in a building housing the Colorado Contractors Association. That fire was quickly controlled, but left heavy damage to the building and its contents. This morning at about 5, the fire started up again. The cause of this morning's repeat fire has not been announced. And fire investigators in Federal Heights say an arsonist deliberately set fire to a mobile home yesterday. 34-year-old Jerry Waldvogel died in that fire. His body was found at the doorway. He may have been trying to escape when he collapsed. Arson investigators say it appears there were several points of origin of that fire inside the trailer.
Coming up next, buying a new house can be tough unless you find a deal that's interest-free. We'll tell you about a twist in creative financing in just a moment.
No word is spoken, yet the message is sent. No word is spoken because the message is the fragrance of Andron. Andron by Jovan. The first pheromone-based fragrances scientifically created to attract. Andron cologne for men transmits powerful bands of fragrance energy. Andron cologne for women is softly and magnetically compelling. Andron by Jovan, the science of fragrance. Another great gift idea from Jovan.
There's a touch of country in your Christmas with classic Western wear from Miller Stockman under the tree. Bundle up in luxury you can afford. Miller Stockman has men's and women's split cowhide leather coats worth $130 for only $89. With a deep pile lining and seam detail, it's a very rich-looking leather coat and a terrific his or hers Christmas value. So shop Miller Stockman on the spur of the moment for values like these in every department.
Hello, I'm Bob Fisher. These days, the price you pay for a new car or truck is more important than ever, and we know this at Fisher Chevrolet. That's why after you've shopped around, you'll find that we usually meet or even beat any price offered for a new Chevy car or truck. We want your business, plain and simple, and I'm sure you too will be pleased with our fair and square low prices at Fisher Chevrolet in Boulder.
'Tis the season for savings now during Dave Cook's Holiday Spectacular. This year, take the music along with this lightweight Nuvox AM/FM stereo with headphones. Great for jogging, skiing, or bike riding. Big stereo sound at a great small price. Originally $49.95, now just $39.95 at Cook's. Or this AM/FM headphone radio. Take it with you for football, basketball, or hockey. Originally $24.95, now just $14.95. Save this season on hundreds of bargains during Dave Cook's Holiday Spectacular at all Dave Cook stores.
1981 will go down in the housing industry's history books as one of the worst years on record, largely because high interest costs have kept many prospective buyers out of the market. The bleak market is prompting home sellers to come up with all kinds of creative financing schemes. Our business and economics reporter Helen Lacko has one of the latest.
No interest on a home loan? Are you kidding? Reuben Boker's not kidding. He's offering to sell this brick 3-bedroom home for $90,000, 1/3 down and no interest on the rest.
I felt that it would be a way of selling it to people who had the money to put down the down payment, and this would give them a chance to own the home in 5 years.
The comparison with conventional financing is surprising. Under Reuben's plan, the buyer spends $90,000 over 5 years. Under an FHA plan at 15.5%, the buyer spends over $350,000 over 30 years. Reuben's philosophy, we need to get back to spending cash for what we want and not rely so much on credit. Reuben borrowed the idea from condominium developers. Of these 54 condos for sale in Inglewood, 7 have been bought through no-interest financing, mostly by investors. The developer's motive? To get out from under the huge carrying costs of unsold condos. The major drawback to this kind of plan is the large down payment that's required. The people that can afford 30% down are still the same people who can probably afford 15% interest rates. That means that many who would want to get in on this kind of a housing situation are still excluded. Helen Lacko, 9 News.
The Denver City Council is preparing to vote on a zoning change that would allow development of a 165-acre piece of land west of I-25 and between Quincy and Bellevue. The development would include 650 townhouses, a 400-room hotel, and office and commercial space. When it was first proposed, it was met with a tremendous amount of opposition from property owners in the area. The City Council ordered developers to revise their plans. They'll listen to those changes tomorrow night.
Incest is like a psychological time bomb, often resulting in violence, tearing families apart. Police and psychologists say it's becoming more of a problem. Beginning tomorrow, Channel 9 will carry a series of stories on the legal and social impact of incest. Tonight, Ken Schreiner has a preview.
How can you tell your best friend that you've gone to bed with your father?
Sally became a victim of incest when she was 8 years old. She's one of an estimated 1 million American women and men who, when they were children or teenagers, became willing or unwilling sexual partners with their fathers, mothers, or other close family members.
First he kissed me on my forehead, and that was odd, but nothing that really frightened me too much. And then the next thing, he was kissing me on the mouth, and he was getting more and more passionate. And then he started touching my body. I was crazy. I was crazy, my dad was crazy, my mom was crazy. We all just needed to be locked up.
But there are few arrests and even fewer convictions in cases of incest. Sociologists say that's because the same taboo that discourages or prevents incest is the same taboo that discourages or prevents victims from saying anything to anyone, especially the police, when it does happen. But many of those who do talk about it come here, to the C. Henry Kemp Center in Denver. Here, Bruce Gottlieb directs one of the most renowned sexual abuse treatment programs in the country. He says that many incest victims refuse to talk, even when they are threatened with violence.
If they're responsible to keep the family together, if they disclose anything about the incest, then the family may indeed fall apart. So they hold on to this family secret, and usually only tell when it's a last resort and they're afraid of the incest or the violence getting worse.
Starting Monday, reporter Larry Connors begins a week-long report on how some incest victims are trying to bring incest out in the open. how they're fighting to put their lives back together, and how they're helping others defuse the family time bomb before it explodes. Ken Schreiner, 9 News.
Still to come, a do-it-yourself Christmas tree bargain.
And a shopping spree at a local department store for some very special customers.
Christmas at the Denver, where dreams do come true. From our Christmas collection, style with that certain flair. A frilly blouse makes a perfect gift. Or a luxurious sweater. And Waterford Crystal adds sparkle to holiday entertaining.
Christmas in the Rockies. It's Christmas at the Denver. Christmas at...
Why should you shop Downing's?
Selection. Their selection is overwhelming.
They have a huge selection and outstanding prices.
Christmas gifts. My wife got me a stereo. Thanks, honey.
They have some great gifts for the holidays.
Right now, save on this tap and microwave oven, $199. Save on this TX Dolby cassette deck, $149.
For big selection and bigger savings, you've just got to shop Downing's.
KHOW News. Here with Hal and Charlie. Good morning. 23 minutes past the hour, 7 o'clock with Hal and Charlie.
Bob Scott, KHOW Skies.
The K-How Great Race.
Dick Kelsey in the KHOW News Center.
KHOW, Don Wade. It's only LaMonica for K-How Sports.
K-How with Bill Ashford. 694-6311. You're on K-How. Gardner Wilcox.
KHOW.
The Concorde Delirium, the Swiss technological achievement that revolutionized the world of watches. Now, the same Swiss craftsmanship has created the Concorde Mariner SG, individually crafted of stainless steel and rich 14-karat gold from the Swiss technologist who created the world's thinnest water-resistant watches. The Concorde Mariner SG, ultra-flat, water-resistant, quartz.
Available at Argenzio Brothers, fine jewelers since 1925.
A number of Target stores in the metro area held a special Christmas party today. Target has hosted this kind of event in the past where handicapped people, the elderly, and their immediate families were allowed to shop in an uncrowded atmosphere. Target provided transportation for many families using buses borrowed from RTD. The guests were treated to free refreshments while they shopped.
Hundreds of people in the metro area took to the hills today to chop down their own Christmas trees, courtesy of the Forest Service. For a $5 permit, families could cut pine or spruce trees at designated areas near Red Feathers Lakes or in the Arapahoe National Forest near Fraser. Now, it was pretty busy today, and the Lions Club came up with an ingenious way to make some money. They set up a tree lot right before a stretch of highway where folks were required to put chains on their cars. They're selling the trees for $8 to $12, and those few extra bucks look pretty good to hundreds of people battling the traffic.
Next lady.
A huge blizzard dumped up to 15 inches of snow on parts of the Northeast today. That snowstorm stunned New England. It was described as a meteorological bomb by one weatherman. 2 days ago, there was no inclination at all that the storm was going to turn inland and hit the coast. It was the biggest blizzard since 1978. Highways were blocked, neighborhoods blacked out, thousands of people trapped on Nantucket Island. At least three people have died. Their deaths are being attributed to the storm. Boston and Providence, Rhode Island are taking the full brunt of the blizzard. That was a hard phrase to say.
And here in Colorado, the calendar may read December, but the weather disagrees. Cliff Nicholson is next with the forecast.
Ever notice how things break down right after the warranty expires? Most warranties only last a short time. But if you ever have a transmission problem, you can get a warranty that lasts as long as you own your car. It's AMCO's car ownership warranty. You get free annual checkups, and you never have to pay for transmission repair again. Wouldn't it be nice if every warranty was this way? AMCO. Why go anywhere else?
For years, this was the standard for fine European coffees. And now you can have that rich, creamy taste at home. Introducing new Hills Brothers flavored coffees. Toffee, almond, rich dark chocolate, and delicious tingly mint. The richest, creamiest flavored coffees we've ever made.
Fantastic.
This tastes as good as mine.
The richer and creamier the coffee, the more delicious the taste.
Try new Hills Brothers flavored coffees.
Some people think the 1982 Ronald McDonald Sticker Fun coloring calendar is just for fun.
Yep.
While others think it's for saving money.
Absolutely.
Well, it's both.
There's Sticker Fun for every month.
And every month I get a McDonald's money-saving coupon.
The 1982 Ronald McDonald coloring calendar.
For fun.
For savings.
For everybody.
The 1982 Ronald McDonald coloring calendar is 50 cents or less while supplies last at participating McDonald's.
Portable color TVs are holiday sale priced at Montgomery Ward. Ward's 5-inch color set goes anywhere and is just $319.97. That's $50 off. Ward's 13-inch color portable comes with remote control. At $369.97, it's $80 off. Ward's 19-inch color portable has electronic tune remote control. At $499.97, it's $70 off. Save on portable TVs now at Montgomery Ward.
I'm going to try that line again. Full brunt of the blizzard. I did that time.
That was good.
That's a tongue twister.
The storm was apparently heading out to sea, suddenly turned around and smashed into the coast. Boston got hit.
That's right. It fooled the
Island.
forecasters, and I have been in those shoes where being fooled is no fun, but it does happen. Especially in Colorado, you can get fooled pretty easily.
Very tough here, yes.
Terribly warm throughout the state today, good heavens. Pueblo got up to a high of 74 degrees. It was no record, but
And you're calling that terribly? Now, come on, that's
well,
nice.
For December 6th,
Still nice.
You know, the average for Denver, we should have a high of 48 degrees. And take a look at the statistics. I'll show you how high we got. We got up to 71 degrees after an overnight low of 38. Yes, in our average high this time of the year, 48 degrees, warm. Take a look at the currents. Under mostly clear skies, the temperature is 48 degrees. Humidity at 34%. The barometer on the rise at 30.00. And the wind is out of the south at 10 miles per hour. Hope you're all having a very pleasant Sunday evening. Take a look at live color radar, the 300-mile scan, no precipitation anywhere picking up right now. On the satellite photo, this is from last night, and as soon as we time-lapse it, you're going to see the moisture come across the Pacific into the Rocky Mountain states and the Plain states. However, no precipitation associated with that. Winds aloft are from west to east, and that's pretty much what's pulling in the cloudiness. However, at least up in the northwest. But over Colorado at this time, you can see on the Colorado close-up, it's almost like a cup of warm milk. It'll put you right to sleep here. Mostly clear skies. This is an infrared satellite photo, incidentally. Mostly clear skies over the area at this hour. Now, as far as the national map is concerned, that low-pressure system, intense storm, which is out in the Atlantic, will continue to pull in moisture up in the New England states. As much as 2 feet of snow has fallen in parts of the Northeast. This is the way the map will look, incidentally, by tomorrow night. Also, a Canadian front will be down. Isolated showers will be in the upper Mississippi Valley and the Great Lakes states. And then here's a new cold front, should be down through Colorado by late tomorrow night. However, it's very weak, and we don't expect anything from it. Just a slight chance of an isolated shower or two, mainly early Wednesday morning up in the high country, but beyond that it's going to be continued warm. Look at the forecast temperatures for tomorrow around the state. Temps on the west will be in the 40s and 50s, mostly 40s up in the high country, and then along the front range of the plains, 60s and 70s again for Monday. Here's the Denver forecast. Fair and mild this evening with an overnight low expected in the mid-30s, and then on Monday, sunny to partly sunny, a little windy at times. We'll see a high of 68 degrees. On Tuesday, increasing clouds, but it's still going to be warm. It'll drop the temperature just a few degrees to 64 by Tuesday. So very pleasant next couple of days ahead.
Thank you very much, Clint.
Next on 9 News, the second in a series of stories on the metal workers. This one's a grandfather who uses his talents to make gifts.
Speak your love beautifully at Christmas with a gift of jewelry from Bohm Allen. The radiance of diamonds from Bohm Allen's incomparable diamond collections conveys love's message at Christmas with elegance and diamond beauty that will endure forever. Your Christmas gift of jewelry says more when it says Bohm Allen. Fine jeweler since 1879.
When the sun wakes up as the rooster crows, I greet the day, get ready to go. Spend time with my family, share a smile or two. Then I hit the road, I got a job to do. I'm a course-making man, and I'm darn proud about it. And the way we do things here, I'm I'm a Coors making man and feeling good about it because of how we make our beer.
There's just no doubt about it. At Coors, we go out of our way to make the purest beer you can buy. And that's exactly what it is.
We are Coors, we are Coors, and I'm mighty proud to be a part of Coors. We are Coors, we are Coors. I'm a Coors making man, and I'm darn proud about it. We are Coors.
Can't shake this cold, honey.
Time to stay home.
Can't today.
Time to try Triaminicin tablets.
For stuffy noses and sneezes? Because now I feel achy and feverish.
Triaminicin is an outside-inside cold tablet. The outside relieves symptoms you can see, stuffy nose and sneezing, and inside, Triaminicin has extra medication for headache, body aches, even fever. Feeling better?
Inside and out.
When a cold makes you feel awful, it's time to try Triaminicin tablets.
In our Neighbors segment tonight, the story of an artist in Longmont who works with, of all things, railroad spikes. He is part of a series of reports by John Nickel on people who work with metal. The man uses his craft to stay busy in retirement.
There are some stories that are just too obvious to pass up. For example, you're driving by Longmont, you see a 5-foot steel grasshopper in some guy's front yard. A little voice tells you there's got to be a story there somewhere, especially when there's a baby grasshopper beside it.
Well, out back in a garage, guarded by a dog who always barks at company, we found Gil Copesel. He says building things out of metal is nothing new to him. He welded for Beech Aircraft 27 years. He's still welding, but now it's with railroad spikes.
It just looks like it, this top of his head, it looks like he's wearing a cap. So all I did was just add the face to it. I got the head and the cap and everything all together.
You'll find a whole pool table full of the finished product, including a set of Clydesdales, a couple of real solid golf players, a nurse with a hypo that'll go through steel, rather permanent ski bindings, an old steam tractor, a spark plug plane, a hippie getting a haircut, and even a chuck wagon at sunset, if the lighting's right. Gil doesn't miss a detail, from the fingers right down to the eyes and nose. He works with some pretty hard-headed subjects. He's spent a lot of time here since he retired, so this shop has become a familiar place to hang his hat. There is something you should know if you want to work on spikes. It takes a lot of energy. It also takes a good blade in your hacksaw. Gil says cutting, bending, and grinding railroad spikes takes a lot of work, but if you can make a grandchild happy, it's not bad at all. John Nickel, 9 News.
The Broncos are back in first place after a big win today. Corey McFerrin is next with highlights from today's game.
Guard Brothers continues to provide their customers with name brand equipment at the lowest prices. Guard Brothers made a special arrangement with the Pentex Corporation to purchase all of their show samples and demonstrator MVs. All of these units have been reconditioned and carry the normal 1-year warranty. The Pentex MV body only lists for $210, but right now at Guard Brothers it's only $75. That's right, a Pentex MV body only $75. See Guard Brothers for the most exciting Christmas gift ideas. Available at all Guard Brothers locations, including Boulder and Fort Collins.
No word is spoken, yet the message is sent. No word is spoken because the message is the fragrance of Andron. Andron by Jovan. The first pheromone-based fragrances scientifically created to attract. Andron cologne for men transmits powerful bands of fragrance energy. Andron cologne for women is softly yet magnetically compelling. Andron by Jovan, the science of fragrance. Another great gift idea from Jovan.
When it comes to buying sound, talk is cheap. At Soundtrack, we'll just plug in our EPI speakers, and from there, you're on your own. One-on-one, we think EPI gives you as full a range for your sound dollar as any speakers made today. So jump right in and take the lead. The gift of music from Soundtrack. It speaks for itself.
When it comes to space games, nobody compares to Atari.
Excuse me, have you compared them to Intellivision?
Intellivision?
Sure, they've got great space games, like Intellivision Space Battle.
I didn't know.
And now there's Space Armada and the incredible Astro Smash.
I didn't know.
Here, compare for yourself. In television space games from Mattel Electronics. Once you compare, you'll know.
We have to say thank you, Buffalo, New York. Thank you, Kansas City. Yay, we're in #1.
It's been a few weeks, but the Broncos are glad to be there, and so are their fans. No question about that. A perfect day for Denver Bronco fans. Denver beats Kansas City 16-13. The Chargers lose to Buffalo 28-27. What does it all mean? Well, the Broncos back on top of the AFC West, a full game in front of San Diego and the Chiefs with just 2 games to go. We have highlights from today's game. First of all, Denver's first possession from their own 4-yard line. Craig Morton throwing here for Steve Watson. Steve has it at the 45, turns it on. A nice cutback right here across field. Finally, Gary Barbaroux's shoestring catch at the 5 and 86-yard play. Then Rob Lytle takes it in behind some good blocking, and the Broncos off and running 7-0. Next possession, Broncos driving again. This one, Morton to Rick Upchurch. Near midfield, good catch by Rick. Eventually, Freddie Steinford comes on. 23-yard field goal is good. 10-0 Denver leads. Second quarter, Broncos offense still rolling. Here's Morton back to pass. Throws for the end zone, but it's picked off right there by Eric Harris. But Denver gets a big break. Defensive interference called, and the Broncos are knocking on the door. Larry Canada off tackle the touchdown. Denver up 16-0. Jim Wright will see the spike right here. Nice one, Jim. Kansas City, however, does not roll over and play dead. Nick Lowry, 43-yard field goal, 16-3 the score. After the ensuing kickoff, this fumble, Rick Peros can't handle it. Gary Spanny recovers from the Chiefs in the Denver 26-yard line. This sets up another Lowry field goal. The final minute of the first half, 16-6 is the score. Now, third quarter action. Chiefs finally produce a drive. Steve Fuller connecting here with Al Dixon to the 3-yard line. From there, James Hadnot will barrel over, and suddenly it's a 16-13 ball game. Denver's defense dominates late in the third, early in the fourth. Fuller looking for somebody here, and Don Latimer takes him down. Big sack for the Broncos, but Fuller keeps coming back. Big 4th-and-1 play. Denver 48, and Hadnot's got it. And the Chiefs look to be on their way for at least a field goal, maybe a touchdown. Here, Fuller's scrambling, actually running for his life. Finally gets rid of it, and Smith pulls it in inside the 30-yard line. Again, though, Fuller looking to throw. He fires a bullet right here, but somehow Bob Swenson reaches up and spears the ball, takes off, good return. Denver's ball at midfield, less than 2 minutes to go. One final chance for KC, 4 seconds to go. This field goal attempt by Nick Lowry from 58 yards out has the distance, but it's wide. Broncos win 16-13, a must-win situation. Denver comes through, as they said they would, all week long. They said the key would be shutting down Joe Delaney and the Chiefs' high-powered running game. The Broncos accomplished exactly that. Delaney producing only 36 yards. The entire KC rushing total, just 74 yards.
Guys really know we needed this, and we needed it real bad. And we just, stuck together all day long and just kept going. Whatever happened, we really didn't care. Just said, just keep going.
The biggest play of the game, Bob Swenson's interception. Who knows, perhaps a playoff-saving grab.
Well, we were in a man coverage, and my man was James Hadnot, and he swung out, and I played it kind of soft and gave him a big cushion, hoping to look back inside and help somebody. And as I played it off, that's exactly what happened. He was looking for J.T. Smith and threw it right over my head, and I was able to slap it down and hold on to it and get it back out to plus territory.
Still, 4 seconds to go. The Chiefs can send it to OT.
I was thinking that I had seen those kind of made before, and he had kicked the ball extremely well before the game as I was watching. So he was very capable of kicking one from that far, and I was just glad to see it go to the left a little bit.
After the game, the Broncos lingered on to see Buffalo knock off the Chargers, and once again, Denver is in first place.
Well, it's nice to be back in first place. This time we can't afford to lose it, and we're not going to.
This is the third shot that we had, to be in first place, and I don't want to relinquish it, and I doubt very seriously anybody else do. We got positive things out of this game, and I just think, I just hope that, we can keep on doing that.
It was a big game for us to win today, and then, of course, San Diego losing just makes that much bigger. We are, again, in the driver's seat, control our own destiny, and I hope we do a better job of driving this time, in our own destiny than we did before.
It's all very simple. All they got to do is beat Seattle, then beat Chicago. 2 more, and that's it. They're in the playoffs for sure. And it's all that simple. because the Bills took care of the Chargers today. Ball game all tied up at 14 apiece. Dan Fouts here giving to Kellen Winslow. Kellen, the tightrope back down the sidelines, manages to stay inbounds, goes 67 yards for the score. 21-14 Chargers lead. Roosevelt leaks. We'll see him right here in the slow-mo. Takes it in for the Bills, and it's 21-all. Then what turns out to be the winning touchdown. Joe Cribbs will go in for the Bills, dives across on the pitch out, 28-21. Two Minershka field goals make it close, but Buffalo hangs on to win it 28-27 as we take a look at our scoreboard. There you see that score. Miami today by 10 over New England for the Pats, their 7th straight loss. This game tied at 14. David Woodley in the game at quarterback. He will throw a flare pass to Eddie Hill. You see it right here coming up. And watch the hit. Hill makes right here, bounces off. A reflex action, goes in for the touchdown. Great play. Dolphins win it 24-14. They're in first place all alone in the AFC East because Seattle knocks off the Jets. A couple of touchdown passes for second-year quarterback Dave Krieg. Washington surprises Philadelphia by 2 points today. In this game, the Skins trailing 13-9. Ron Jaworski trying the screen pass, poorly thrown, and Monty Coleman picks it off. Monty rambles 25 yards. Nice effort by Jaworski on the tackle there. I hope you noticed that. Skins upset the Eagles 15-13. Also today, speaking of upsets, Green Bay beats the Lions 31-17. There's a shocker. And Tampa Bay by a point over Atlanta, 24-23. The winning touchdown, Doug Williams, super on. Watch this one. Firing deep for Kevin House, 71-yard pass play. Bucks a winner over the Falcons, the NFC Central, really up for grabs. Also today, the Giants surprise Los Angeles today, 10-7. And Chicago beats Minnesota 10-9. It's not 0, actually 10-9. Bob Avellini, the second-string quarterback for the Bears, pulls this one out. The pump fake, the long pass. Brian Bashnigel's got it. Nobody will catch him. The Bears win by a point, 10-9. Also today, St. Louis wallops New Orleans for the Cardinals, their 4th straight win. San Fran 21, the Bengals 3. 49ers clinch the NFC West title, and Dallas behind Tony Dorsett's 175 yards take care of the Colts 37-13, Baltimore's 13th straight loss. Rockies off till Wednesday when they play Buffalo on the road. Several games in the National Hockey League tonight. Buffalo beats Pittsburgh by a 7-4 score. Toronto and Boston, believe it or not, are postponed because of snow. Too much snow in Boston. Philadelphia beats St. Louis tonight, 8-2. Ron Flockhart, 2 goals in 8 seconds. Hartford beats the Rangers 5-3. And Winnipeg 5, the Islanders 2. Nuggets back to action Tuesday at New York. One game in the league tonight, Linda. L.A. leads Kansas City 36-22, and that is after one period of play. But again, the big story, Broncos in first place, 2 games left. All they got to do is win 2 games. That won't be easy, though, because Seattle did a very good job against the Jets, and the Bears can be tough, as they proved again today against the Vikings. So a couple of tough games coming up still, but if they can do it, they're in.
All right, great. Ward.
And our business and economics reporter, Helen Lacko, had a big bet going on today's game. She bet $1. A whole dollar, and won. That's why she's the business and economics reporter. We'll be right back. Stay with us.
Earl Weaver and Jockey brand underwear have a lot in common. Earl is quality, Jockey is quality. Earl is colorful, Jockey underwear is colorful. And comfort and quality were their first concern when Jockey invented the classic brief in 1934. The same year Earl started managing.
Palmer, if you pitch like Jockey makes underwear...
I know, we never lose a game.
Jockey, more than a name, a commitment.
Hey world, you going on vacation? MasterCard and me, we can do it all. The credit card we really need, the only one for us. MasterCard and me, we can do it all.
Out there on the field, I know how to make decisions. But this decision gave me the willies. What do I know about diamonds? At least I knew enough to go to Zales for Carol's ring. As the world's largest jeweler, Zales can control their diamonds every step of the way. That means they're sure of the quality. Sure enough, to back it with Zales' 90-day refund policy. So, This is one time I just can't lose.
Zales, the diamond store, is all you need to know.
Over the next couple of days in Denver, it's going to be quite warm. Temperatures in the mid to upper 60s. Corey.
UCLA officials will meet tomorrow to discuss whether to appeal penalties reportedly imposed by the NCAA against the basketball team of UCLA. Linda Ward.
That's our news for this Sunday. For Ward, Cliff, and Corey, I'm Linda Benzel. Thanks for making 9 News part of your day. Have a good week.
Good night.
From the Action Center in Denver, this has been 9 News, #1 in Colorado.
What you save for is close to your heart. That's why Empire is close at hand, helping you with family banking, giving a hand in more ways than one, for your best interest. You and Empire. Together, we're going places.
Empire Savings, the Empire family.
In Japan, people demand a lot from a 35mm camera. That's why thousands of Japanese have gone beyond ordinary automatic 35s to the Pentax ME Super. The ME Super is really 2 cameras. On manual, you use it like a professional camera. But on automatic, it's as easy to use as any 35. The Pentax ME Super. One reason we've sold more 35 SLR cameras than any other company in Japan, or in the world.
Clint Eastwood stars tonight at 11:05.